want to vote.
Well, you don't have the right.
Well, I want the right.
Let me explain something to you. Men have the right to vote. We are women. Women do not have the right to vote, and we never will.
Well, that's not right.
Good day to you, ma'am.
Hey. Yeah, I know there's this crazy lady who came in today talking about like women's rights and how she wanted to vote. And well, yeah, I want it to happen too, but we all know that it's not going to. Alright, bye.
Miss, she's waking up.
Where am I? Who are you?
I'm Xiomara Pratts, the manager of this hospital. And you are?
Rebecca? Yeah, Rebecca, I think. Wait, did you say manager? But only men have places of authority. You can't be the manager. That's impossible.
What year were you born?
1805?
That's why.
What year is it?
It's 1980.
Shouldn't I be like wrinkly and dead?
Yes, you should, but you're just one of those medical phenomenons. One of those unexplained mysteries that happen.
Great, I'm a dinosaur.
But
I
you're
still
not
look okay,
extinct.
don't I?
Sure. At least you're not extinct.
Okay.
So,
How are you the manager?
because time has changed things, like I just came from voting for our next president. Yeah.
You can do that now?
See, let me explain to you exactly what happened. So, to make this long and short, starting around like 1848 and stuff, that's when.
But the last year I remember was 1838. 1838. So this started 10 years after me being frozen in time?
Yeah, I guess so. So, back to what I was saying. Basically, women like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton and men like Henry Blackwell, all of them, they were abolitionists and they supported like new change. And women were tired of being inferior to men. So they made a statement and tried to make a change, which they did. And
Wait.
so
Actually, never continue.
and so they presented this to Congress and they said, you guys should live up to your word in saying that all citizens are equal. And the majority of Congress did not approve. And the women had riots, they had meetings like Seneca Falls, which took place in New York. And it was where leaders of the abolitionists were speaking, even black women were speaking, and it was moving. And they supported it because they wanted to vote, they wanted to change, they wanted to be equal. Even men like President Theodore Roosevelt had a party that supported women's rights. especially because his wife was an abolitionist and henceforth, but even some men and women did not support it, like women who made the Women's Borders Anti-Suffrage Party, which obviously is against women voting and women's suffrage. Even a man named Henry Byrne did not support it in the beginning, but then due to his mother, his mind changed, and then because of him, the amendment got ratified. And again, I told you how Seneca Falls took place in New York in 1848, but it was first introduced to Congress in 1878. The law got ratified on June 4th in the year 1919, and it passed by Congress on August 18th, 1920. Oh, I'm sorry, those are mixed up. On June 4th is when it got passed by Congress, and on August 18, 1920 is when it was ratified. And events that happened in history that led to the ratification was Susan B. Anthony kind of like snuck into a poll for the president election, and she did an illegal vote. And other things was Wyoming became the first state to allow women's suffrage on July 1890, and in the early 1900s, Utah, Colorado, and Idaho followed Wyoming's steps and legalized women's suffrage. And Theodore Roosevelt's party was the Progressive Bold Moves Party, which was the first national political party for support of women's suffrage. In 1915, there was a suffragist parade, and on 1990, which was the year it was ratified, there was a mandatory two-thirds vote in favor of women's suffrage for it to be ratified. And that's it, really. So there's a lot of information, but yeah, just history happened, and here you are now, so you're able to vote.
Well, what's your last name?
Pratts.
No wonder. The day I got knocked out, there was a lady who came in, and she was demanding women's rights, and obviously I couldn't give that to her. And you looked and reminded me a lot, like of her, like just like her. And I remember her last name was Pratts, and it turns out I might have met your great grandmother.
That's awesome. So she looks just like me?
Yes.
That's cool.
Spitting image.
Well, now you're able to go out into this new world and vote.
I am going to go and vote right now. Wait a second. Who's running?